Yo, what is going on, everyone? It's GentooMan here, and today's story time is one that takes place on Halloween a good couple of years ago. It's about the time that instead of going trick-or-treating normally like a normal kid, I decided a fun thing to do would be commit a felony, kind of. But I'm going to hop right into it. So this story time, like I said, takes place on Halloween a good couple of years ago. I think I was like 10 at the time. I was in like 5th grade. So this was a fair amount of time ago. And this year, my mom was letting me have a Halloween party. I was going to invite all my friends over. She was going to make some food, and we were going to go trick-or-treating and then come back and, like, eat candy and, like, whatever food. And you know, like, I was pretty stoked. Like, I was excited. I was excited to have my friends over, and I thought it was going to be a good time. So, cut to the day, Halloween. All of my friends slowly show up. And I remember just, like, waiting, like, the entire day, because my sister had, like, a Halloween party during the day. Like, they didn't go trick-or-treating. They just kind of, like, hung out. And during the day, I just, like, sat at the computer and, like, watched videos of Markiplier playing Five Nights at Freddy's, because, like, it had just come out not that long ago. So, yeah, I remember just watching those videos, like, all day. But eventually, like, my friends start showing up, like, all in costume and everything. And we're gearing up. We're getting ready to go trick-or-treating around my neighborhood, and I'm pretty hyped. Like, I'm ready for it. I always really liked trick-or-treating when I was younger. And so me and a couple of my friends, like, we kind of, like, split off into groups of, like, smaller groups within the group, because it was, like, a pretty big group. And some of my friends were going around telling people, like, yeah, we're professional Ghostbusters. You have a ghost in your house, which, as, like, 10-year-olds, that was, like, the funniest thing of all time. And so me and two of my friends that I had invited, we were just kind of, like, sprinting house to house and, like, really just going for it. Like, we need to get as much candy as humanly possible. And so we end up getting to this one house eventually after hitting a lot of them. And then, like, our whole sprinting strategy wasn't very good, because we'd, like, run from house to house, and then we'd, like, run to the next one. We'd have to wait for the rest of the group. So it was kind of useless anyways, but it was funny. So we end up getting to this one house where there's just this giant bowl of candy, right? It's like a giant bowl. And so we all just, like, take some candy from the bowl, maybe a little bit more than we should have, more than what's fair, till eventually I get a genius idea. And I'm like, what if I just take the bowl? Like, not even just all the candy in the bowl, just the bowl. And, like, so I take the bowl. I just put the whole bowl in my bag and start walking down the driveway. And as I'm walking down the driveway, I'm behind everyone else. Like, the entire group is in front of me. And there's just this skeleton that's just kind of chilling there. It's like a decoration, but it's just like this really funny looking skeleton. And so I'm like, you know what? I'm going to take that guy too. Because I decided that a fun thing to do on Halloween would be rob people of their skeletons. Like, not actual internal skeletons, but their plastic skeletons. So I just pick up the skeleton. I put him in my bag. And he's just chilling there. And as I take the skeleton, the person who owns the house, like, comes out and is like, what are you doing? I'm like, nothing. He's like, what do you mean nothing? Like, what's that hanging out of your bag? And, like, the skeleton's head is, like, hanging out of my bag, like, staring right at the guy. It's pretty hard to deny. And I'm like, oh, it fell down. It's like, it fell down, so it's in your bag? I'm like, yeah. Like, I was a pretty bad liar at age 10. This guy's like, look, can you just put the skeleton back, please? And I literally hit this guy with the, I guess. And then I put the skeleton back, and he just says nothing and goes back inside. He didn't even say anything about the bowl. I don't know if he didn't notice or what, but yeah, the bowl. He didn't say anything about the bowl. I still had the bowl, and I left with the bowl of all the candy. He didn't say anything about it. And so we end up going around the rest of my neighborhood. No more problems. I don't rob any more people of their skeletons because I don't feel like it, I guess. Child me really was just, like, a menace to society, stealing plastic skeletons left, right, and center. But we end up going around, like, this whole loop. And before the end of the night, we end up going past this house again. We were just walking past it. And I stand there for, like, a solid 5 minutes amongst my friends. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to win this war. I kind of want to take the skeleton. And my friends are kind of just like, bro, don't take the skeleton. Like, you don't need the skeleton. It's unnecessary. Don't take it. But I stand there and I'm contemplating it because I'm like, I want to get back at this guy for rightfully getting mad at me for taking his stuff. So I think about taking the skeleton, but I don't. And we end up going back to my house after that because we were pretty much done trick-or-treating. And I think we watched, like, The Watcher in the Woods or something like that because we were, like, 10 and there wasn't any appropriate horror movies for us that we could have gotten away with. We watched that, and we had, like, cheese fondue that my mom made. We, like, ate our candy and stuff. And, yeah, overall, it was a pretty fun night, aside from the part where I decided to become a criminal. Moral of today's story, don't steal people's Halloween decorations. Admire them. Some of them are cool. Don't take people's plastic skeletons. That's not cool. Don't be a dick like me. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much going to wrap up today's story time. I hope you enjoyed. Leave a like if you did and subscribe if you're new. I've been noticing a lot of growth on the channel in views and subscribers, and that's amazing to me. So thank you guys so much. If you're watching this, you're awesome. I'll drop all my socials in the description. You can follow me on Twitter and TikTok. And I haven't streamed yet on Twitch, but I do have one, so you can follow me there, and I hope to stream soon. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much going to wrap up this video. Stay awesome. I'll catch you in the next one. Later.